Bro, he looks like Pennywise right here. Bro, does he not look like Pennywise? The clown? Is that man butt? So you mean to tell me that this person is still out here roaming the streets? Flash warning, flashing images shown. I do not condone any type of harassment.
Creepy accounts pretending to be kids. I came across a reel randomly, and it's led me down this weird rabbit hole of people using AI or dressing up pretending to go to school. They all seem to have high heels, check images in them. Is this an age play thing or something more sinister? Literally anything helps as I keep trying to look for answers. This post was made to the subreddit r/Instagram by the user numerous cuts.
And in a previous video, I was talking about how people are always trying to go for the kids. Why do people always target kids? Why do people are creepy towards kids? You know what I'm saying? Is it because they can't protect themselves? Is it because they're easy to scare? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
792 on April 15th, 2024. It featured screenshots of 3 bizarre-looking Instagram pages they had encountered earlier that day, with OP expressing concern that something truly disturbing was happening with these users. And those in the thread agreed. What the actual fuck? Found all of them and blocked them all. Truthsticks11 is seriously creepy to me. I've been trying to find more about them but can hardly find anything. Very weird account to say the least. The 3 accounts apparently belong to 3 different children. However, when combing through their posts,
and the fact that people will create a baby will have an Instagram account, and that's the most weirdest thing in the world. Like, damn, let the kid be a child. Let him be a child. Why are we creating Instagram accounts for children? And then the parent will literally comment on said pictures on their personal account, then switch over to the baby account and reply. What is you doing? We know it's you.
The content seems to imply something much more bizarre was afoot, something truly disturbing. This post would be the start of a story that would eventually be picked up and shared all across the online world, becoming one of the more notorious internet mysteries in recent memory, as these accounts revealed an unending rabbit hole that is still being traversed to this very day, in an ongoing investigation into one of the most depraved oddities ever found on Instagram. This is the emerging story of smartschoolboy9.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, I like his intros. His intros are amazing. I like his channel a lot. His intros are amazing. Talk to me.
School is good. Really good.
We'll return after these messages.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Before we get too far down this rabbit hole, I want to first thank today's sponsor, AG1. AG1 is a daily foundational nutrition supplement that's supported, and you can click the...
Let's get into it. Two sticks. Okay. Chapter 1.
Beautiful boy, an account looked after by me, a degree-educated mother choosing to stay anonymous. This was the bio of the first account pictured in the Reddit post, an account named Truthsticks11, which was said to be operated by a 12-year-old boy and his mother. Back in October of 2021, the duo would make their very first post, kicking things off on a somewhat concerning note, though not for their own page, but instead another account on the platform.
So, that's the account run by a man pretending to be a boy.
The video was
What kind of voice was that?
created and posted by the mother for the sole purpose of warning others of a specific user who had been posing as a child online when in actuality he was a grown man who did this in order to get close to and exploit other children across the platform.
Why are we trying to exploit children though? That's weird. That's weird. Somewhere along the lines, the parents of these weirdos, they failed them. Because how are you turning out like this? We want to harm children, to where you want to expose children. That's nasty, that's sick.
It's the grim reality of this online world, as predators will do just about anything to get closer to children, and it's a reality often unrealized or even ignored by parents, which makes it almost refreshing that this mother was out here trying to raise awareness. These posts would become the crux of the account early on. They would call out this user and their many accounts again and again, eventually going more in depth about what this person would actually do, claiming that they had a strange perversion to dressing up as a young schoolboy. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. This theme of...
Now, I understand, like, Going back in your memories and be like, damn, I wish I was better in school. Damn, I wish I would have did this. Damn, I wish I would have did that. I think that's totally normal. I think that's totally normal, right? But to try to relive your childhood as a grown man or a grown woman, right? That's weird. That's weird.
Calling out online predators would remain consistent throughout the years on Truth Sticks 11. However, after some time, the mother behind the account began to use the page for its initially intended purpose, to share photos of her son. The photos began reasonably
that's not
normal
bad.
and would
That's
show
not
this
bad.
young boy studying at school, accepting awards from their principal.
Did you guys see that cut though? That cut is crazy. Look at that cut though.
Reasonably normal, and would show this young boy studying at school, accepting awards from their principal, and even school presentations in which their son had attended, with the captions often boasting about how intelligent the young boy was. Though over time, the photos began to grow stranger.
What is this? What is this? CPS, where are you?
They looked off, almost as if they were AI
Why are they putting lip fillers in a child?
generated. And on top of this, they began to appear heavily edited in an almost inexplicable manner, with deep red lipstick often being added, which was enunciated by his face being turned pure white. This
is
unsettling
creepy.
trend would continue from here, as with each passing post, the photos grew less authentic and more surreal.
Nah, this is odd. This is weird. This is weird. This is weird.
Until they became straight up disturbed, even
Bro, what is this? What is this? What am I watching?
sickening. These bizarre edits spilled over past just the images too, as the posts began to appear as disjointed collages, often showcasing multiple grotesque images and paragraphs about how much this user loved school. And this wasn't the only shift either. At some point, the son behind the account began posting content that allegedly came directly from him, saying things like, "My really cool mom asked me if I'd like to post, and I said, yes please." He even shared supposed videos that he had filmed of himself, which were equally as unconvincing as his photos, and somehow even more chilling. The boy even shows off his singing in one of the clips.
Okay, do you guys think this is weird though? Like, yes, it looks weird, but I could see a kid getting into AI, like a young kid getting into AI and making something like this, right? I could see that. I don't think this is as weird yet. I don't think this is weird yet. I don't think it's weird. It's creepy, you know what I'm saying? But even when Picasso was starting, they'll be look at it like, bro, this ain't it. When Michelangelo started painting, they're like, this ain't it. And then he became famous later on. I don't think this is weird yet.
Though their voice sounds off. The account was overall anomalous and extremely off-putting. And though this content was visually alarming, another aspect made it even more so concerning, as over time, many of the images began to resemble CP, showcasing these fake AI children in explicit positions, with their faces sometimes even being photoshopped onto scantily dressed adult bodies. One thing is blatantly obvious about the Truth Sticks account: the supposed child behind it is not real. Even
Lock
in the
him
more
up!
passable photos at the very beginning, there's evidence to suggest that these were likely AI as well. And based on the disturbed, borderline illegal content that this page featured, it seemed more than likely that whoever was behind this page was not an innocent mother concerned for the welfare of other children, but instead, a predatory individual themselves. And this wasn't their only account. The second page featured on the Reddit post belonged to a user named GirlChloe12 and bore striking similarities to Truth Sticks. The page was also supposedly run by a child and monitored by their parent. Bizarrely, they also posted frequently about the dangers of online predators, with the wording of these posts and the editing being essentially the exact same as
Well, why? Okay, so if this is supposedly a child's account, look at this poster. Look at this. This is supposed to be a child's account, but they're putting this word on there. An exploding cut of perverted ideas headed for hell. this is not a kid. This is like obvious signs that this is an adult who's mentally disturbed. Where are the family members? Where are the people that are the loved ones to help set people out? You know what I'm saying? This is very sad. This is sad.
Same as Truth Sticks, just not as over the top. These two accounts even frequently interacted with each other, thus providing a substantial link on its own. But by
And this was probably the same person talking back and forth with each other.
far the most compelling link between these
And this
pages
is creepy.
is one that is easy to miss at a glance, with that being a blatant obsession with high-heeled
Heels.
mini boots.
Okay.
These shoes were mentioned or shown in virtually every single post made by these two users. At playtime, I'm sometimes running around with my really cool heeled footwear I wear with my uniform. After coming home from school, education isn't over for the day once the blue blazer, gray jersey, neat tie, white shirt, tailored close-fit gray trousers, and black heeled mini boots are in the wardrobe. No matter what they discussed, school uniforms and mini boots were always a talking point, which adds confirmation to something that is already becoming apparent.
Bro, they're sexualizing a child. Bro, this is weird. This is weird. I honestly, sometimes I'm not trying to understand, but I wonder what is inside people's minds that do things like this and think this way. I wonder how they think and what made them, because it had to have been something that happened in, I don't know, but I would assume that it was something in their childhood that was very traumatic for them to act this way, because like hurt people and the cycle continues. So I don't think they just came out the womb and they were like this, right? I personally don't believe that. I personally believe someone had to have touched them or something like that for them to turn out this way as an adult and for them to be fixated, on this. Sometimes they say that when someone was touched as a child mentally, like they're stuck there. You know what I'm saying? They're stuck there. Yeah, what's good with you, Soup? How you feeling? But I definitely feel like they're just not there, Like their mental development is stunted.
This is fetish
How'd you like the
content.
Super Bowl, Soup?
Not too unlike the bizarre accounts in the Pipergate rabbit hole. Fetish content centered around children. And what makes the Chloe account so disturbing is that AI was seemingly not used, and rather the images seem to be of actual children. Despite this disturbing distinction, these two accounts are cut from the same cloth, and all signs point to them being created by the same person. A person who, despite their constant warnings of the dangers of adults pretending to be children online, seems to be doing.
I'm feeling great. I'm glad the Eagles won and that Drake got this. I thought the Super Bowl halftime wasn't all that, Like I feel like I understand that he was being like really artistic and trying to be being a real artist, to where he wasn't playing the background tracks, the background vocals, because when he would stop talking, there would be no vocals. Most time when people are performing, when artists are performing, they have the song playing in the background and then they'll just ad-lib it, right? So he was doing the real stuff, but it just seemed like it just wasn't there. Like maybe because I was watching it, like I don't know, like on my iPad and not the TV, right? But it just didn't seem. But I was glad that the Eagles put belt to ass, because I'm tired of devil worshiper Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying, using devil magic, and the refs couldn't rig this one. It was straight belt to ass, which I'm thankful for, because I'm tired of this. Like with Tom Brady, bro. After a while, I got tired of seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Let someone else go, damn it.
doing the exact same thing, as part of some sort of fetish, the extent of which we'll discuss later. But for now, one thing was for certain. These pages were not run by children or their parents. So who created them? Well, that brings us to our third and final account shown in that initial post.
Okay, smartschoolboy9.
Smartschoolboy9 was much the same as the other two accounts. They warned of online predators.
Yeah, hey, he dead ass looked directly into the camera and said, "Say Drake, I hear you like him young." Like, think about it. No background vocals. He wanted to say that. And him saying it in the moment, that was the only voice. He meant it from the bottom of his core.
Obsessed over high-heeled mini boots and school uniforms, and posed as a child despite clearly not being one. But Smart Schoolboy was different in one key aspect. The person behind the account was pretending to be a child, but they were doing so in a much more apparent manner, as they didn't use AI or stolen images of other kids to form their identity, and instead, they used photos of
Wait, did he really? Wait, what?
themselves.
Whoa. Nah, see, this kid is sick. This kid is mentally ill in the head. This kid is mentally ill in the head. Why does it look like he has a knife? And who took this picture? Bro, it has to be someone in the UK because they have shanks. You know what I'm saying? They can't be getting guns and stuff like that. I'm trying to tell you. But the thing is, where is the parent? I'm always going to say this. Where is the parent? Because if a kid is posting this and posting this and posting this, sooner or later, as an active parent, you're going to catch on and you're going to see this. You know, if you're really involved with your child and monitoring them, you're going to see this.
In the images posted on the account,
This is
we see what
creepy.
appears to be a fully grown man, dressed in a schoolboy's uniform. His face is
Oh,
painted
it's a
pure
grown
white.
man? I thought it was a kid. This is insane. With the lipstick too?
Has bright red lipstick, and he's of course wearing high-heeled mini boots. Characteristics that were all utilized across the other accounts, only this time it was done on himself, as he poses as a child pretending to go to school, as well as pretending to go through other life events common for preteens. And the photos aren't even the most disturbing part, as the account consists primarily of videos.
Drake limited his comments at the halftime show? Hey man, I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Oh.
That's not a mask? That's really how he looks like?
School. Let me know if you like school as well.
Oh, that's a mask. It has
The
to be.
videos are all incredibly off-putting.
That has to
Some
be a
show him
mask.
arriving home from school.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. School.
Others show him claiming to be on the bus heading toward school.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm on the school bus.
And other videos showing him doing whatever this is.
Was he acting like he was sucking the pee-pee? I'm trying to tell you that, bro, there's something wrong with clearly there's something wrong with him. But I'm trying to tell you, something along the lines, when he was growing up, something had to have happened. I'm trying to tell you, something happened.
With these strange sounds and the process of sticking his tongue out appearing to be part of his fetish. As much like the other accounts, his content is overtly sexual, in its own bizarre way.
1, 2.
In fact, there's a video of him with his full outfit on, where he shows himself staring into a mirror as he appears to pleasure himself, right out of
On Instagram, though?
view of the camera, as he stares into his own eyes. This account is by far the most sickening part of this whole rabbit hole, and also the most important. Interspersed throughout his page are a few examples of what this individual's voice sounds like,
This is quite good.
which just so happens to be the same voice heard in the very first clip shown on the Truth Sticks account,
A man pretending to be a boy.
meaning that this full-grown adult man is the one behind this entire rabbit hole. He's the one on these accounts pretending to be a child and their mother, getting some
I know he hasn't technically done anything wrong, but he needs to go to a mental institution. I don't want to say lock him up, because he didn't do it, from what I've seen so far. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He's just not always there. He's just mentally stunted. His development is stunted, right? But this is where I'm going, like, where is his loved ones at? Where's his where's his loved ones at? Like, he needs help. He's probably lonely. You know what I'm saying? So this is his way of expressing himself. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's kind of wrong. It's actually very wrong, because if you're cosplaying a child and you're being overtly sexual, that's weird, bro. That's weird. That's weird. Where is his family at?
sort of sick satisfaction from whatever this is. And the worst
Probably
part
is lonely?
these activities aren't just kept behind
More than
closed
likely.
doors, as we can see on numerous occasions videos of him walking around outside in a public space with his full outfit and face paint on.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. This is most celebrities nowadays with the teeth. He got them fat ass chompers, them fat ass veneers. What's going on with that?
Look at me.
That's dead out veneers look.
It's truly one of the strangest things that I've ever seen, and making sense of what this all is extremely difficult. But based on the information found from this first Reddit post, a few likely conclusions can be put forward. This man is clearly attracted to the idea of being a kid, and I think OP was correct when they speculated that this was some sort of age play thing, but it's also clearly much more than that too. As based on the images that he's created himself, he clearly has some sort of attraction to other children as well, as he's quite literally created faux CP, the likes of which is so disturbing that I can't even really describe it here either. He's creating
Now with that, gel him. With that part right there, I'm all about expressing yourself. I don't, even if it's really weird, right? But as soon as you're venturing into CP and things like that, bro, lock him up. Lock him up. This is a menace to society. You know what I'm saying? Trying to poison the youth. Because he's probably got poisoned when he was a youth. That was a bar.
Fetish content, and he's using the likeness of children, and also some children that are clearly very real people, to do so. That much is obvious. But there was also the possibility that he was pretending to be a kid in order to exploit other children across the internet.
That's weird.
At this point though, this was merely speculation, with much of the smartschoolboy9 case remaining a mystery. And the rabbit hole was only getting deeper from here. Months after this rabbit hole was introduced to the online world, the story began to be shared all across the internet, most notably on the r/internet mysteries subreddit, where the case really took off. There, internet sleuths began uncovering just how vast this web of accounts actually was, as it wasn't just these 3 pages. No, there seemed to be over a dozen, and likely even more that we still haven't found, as he's created his own sort of community, his own little world, where across each page he pretends to be a child, with these accounts typically following each other and frequently interacting.
He is crazy. He is crazy. He is crazy. He's crazy.
Seemingly to make these characters appear as though they have real friends. On one of these pages, 12 Stockwell Joanne, he poses as a 14-year-old girl, using more AI images to depict explicit positions of this manufactured child, which I obviously am not going to show here. Though much like his Chloe account, he also shows images of very real young girls. But this isn't the most concerning part of this account, as on numerous occasions, he's shown images of children.
I wonder, like, with the fascination with the heels, though, I wonder if he was forced to wear, like, heels when he was a child, you know? He probably got, like, beat, you know? And was forced to wear heels. So that's why he's so fixated on the heels. Like, in every account, they always had the black heels.
At a playground, which he may have taken himself. This fantasy of being a schoolgirl and taking part in these school-centric activities is something carried over throughout multiple of his accounts, with his most common alias being Stephanie, of which he has numerous different accounts featuring that same name.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie.
Bro,
This
is
Stephanie
creepy.
character claims to be a 12-year-old aspiring poet, with accounts all across the internet, many of which showcasing examples of her poetry, which carries on those same distinct sexual undertones. I race to complete my poems when I've got an early start. Heart racing, mixed rhythms, maximizing miracles, rice with rap, and on the map. My Kennington, London syllables. Dancing though I know my underwear might show if I lean forward.
My whole thing is, how can a grown man be attracted to a child? That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. How can a grown man be attracted to a child? They're not developed. That's weird, man. That's weird. What the fuck? Soup, I'm with you, bro. That's weird.
Good. Stephanie Stansfield, 12. But digging even deeper, her poetry has even seemingly been featured in various articles and even newspapers, showcasing that this rabbit hole extends far past just the online world. This act is clearly their obsession, and he's been doing this for years, with the earliest examples that I could find coming from all the way back in 2018. And this Stephanie character seems to be his go-to alias, embodying it in even the literal sense.
I think I'm gonna be sick. I think I'm gonna be sick. I think I'm gonna be sick. I think I'm gonna be sick.
As in one of it.
Is that man butt? I'm gonna be sick.
His many pages dedicated to this Stephanie character. He dresses as her, wearing a wig and a dress, as he pretends to be a 12-year-old girl. Almost immediately after this case began gaining traction, the true magnitude of this rabbit hole was revealed. Across every single account are countless depraved posts and oddities that all could warrant discussion. But by far the most important discoveries were those that didn't actually occur on his own page, and rather the pages of other.
I think it's time for a new video. Oh, we're almost done. It's almost done.
I do. It is good. You have some cool shirts, but I have to wear school uniforms to school. It is nice, but casual isn't allowed, and it's quite hot here in the UK, as the month of June suddenly got warmer. These are two examples out of many that show smartschoolboy9 reaching out and attempting to befriend young children online. In one comment, he even warns a child about other comments from bad people, stating that, "It happens to most boys in our age group, but stay safe, stay cool, don't be dismayed by creeps." This is our best evidence that these accounts weren't just made for age play. No, he's actually posing as a child in order to make friends with—
Bro, he looks like Pennywise right here. Bro, does he not look like Pennywise? The clown? Like, bro, he deadass looks like this.
other children. And given his overtly sexual interests and aversion to CP, it's not hard to gather why he was doing this. And these examples are only what we found so far. It's possible that there are dozens, or who knows, maybe even hundreds of other comments out there, hidden on unknown children's accounts. This is predatory behavior. The man behind
Extremely!
Schoolboy9 is a predator. And in case there was still any doubt of whether or not this was a sexual thing, here's what he had to say about being a 13-year-old girl. But have his tactics actually worked?
He said Swiss cheese this man. Oh my God, I'm not gonna go that far, but he definitely needs to be in a mental institute with a straight jacket and him doing all that fetishes inside his head, but in the confinement of 4 walls, white walls, where he cannot be a menace to society, he cannot be near children, yeah, all of that. He doesn't need to be in society, bro. He needs to have 24/7 being monitored, cameras, and see what he's doing, because this is weird right here. This is weird, man. He's unstable. He's unstable. And yes, this is disgusting, but it's also sad at the same time, because where is his family at? You know? What to help him? Because this person clearly needs help. This is not someone. He's mentally ill, man. He's mentally ill. He needs help. Where's his family at? It's just sad.
Well, the frightening thing is,
sad.
No one knows if he's actually been successful or not, or even what specifically he's looking for. We just know that he's trying to reach kids, as evidenced not only by his comments, but by the fact that he's solely following children on all of these pages.
That's
And though
weird.
it's easy to look at these accounts and know that something is off, for children, it's not that simple, especially when there's pages showcasing photos of actual kids. Which brings up another frightening detail. Many of the images he's used of children have not been traced back to their original creator, and some seem to appear for the very first time online publicly on this man's pages, which might mean that he was sent them privately. There's even one image that David posted on his schoolboy account, which shows another kid that he claimed to be on a playdate with, though it's
Is
impossible
that a
to say
black
if this
boy?
is real
Oh my God. Oh my God.
or not. For now, we just don't know for sure. Though given the fact that he's reaching out to children, posting fetish content centered around children, and has even potentially photographed kids in the wild, one thing is for certain: smartschoolboy9 needs to be stopped.
Yes. Please tell me there's a happy ending to the point where he gets caught, he gets taken away, he gets jailed behind bars, or he gets sedated and he's in a mental hospital. You know what I'm saying? Please tell me this is the outcome. Please get this thug off the streets.
Finding this man and reporting him to law enforcement quickly became the top priority for those investigating the case.
Thank you.
And luckily, he left several glaring clues behind that made this process a whole lot easier. On numerous occasions across his many pages, he would post images and videos of specific locations, even showing streets and mentioning very particular areas in
He doesn't need to get caught. He needs to get Swiss cheesed. GG's.
all of which centered around the London area, immediately giving us an
In GTA, of course, right? In GTA, of course.
idea of where he was located. And that wasn't all. I mentioned how the alias of Stephanie was one that he used more so than any other, but what's interesting is that there was another name used just as often across his accounts, brought up time and time again, though it's a name that he never seemed to call any of his characters. Instead, he simply referred to this person as a stepbrother or a father, or even a friend from school, despite never actually picturing him, just mentioning his name.
Who?
David.
Okay.
And sure enough, after connecting a few dots, it would be revealed that this person's actual name was in fact David. David Alter, with a man being 59 years old.
59? He's been roaming this planet for 59 years? He was getting away with this stuff for 59 years?
At the moment, it doesn't appear that David has any past criminal convictions or documented history of this behavior, but we do know that thanks to the investigation done on Reddit and Discord, he is currently being investigated by local authorities, which will hopefully put an end to his online behavior and shine some more light on who this person actually is. As for the time being, the only other information that we really know about David is that he likes to write poetry and he makes music.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder what his music. I wonder what his music is like. I know that shit is a 2-pack of ass. Shout out Joe Budden.
Yeah, the ceiling jam. I think I hear a running tram. Going back in time, not out of time. I think I like a little lemon and lime. Say Mary Ann, hey Steely Dan. I like the sound of that running tram.
That was ass.
And his name also appears in a random newspaper, where he's discussing the importance of kids wearing school uniforms. And that's really all we have at the moment. Though there is one very important aspect that we have yet to talk about in relation to this man, with that being David's mental state. Some believe that David is a mentally unwell individual who potentially doesn't know the extent of what they are doing.
You think he's a potentially mentally unstable person? You think?
Now, even if this is the case, his behavior still needs to be stopped, and he needs to be given proper help to assure that no one else gets hurt by his actions.
Absolutely.
But it is important to note that David is far more intelligent than he looks.
This mother freaker is related to Zoil, the streamer? What's good with you, sad boy Diamonds Dancing? Oh my God. What's good with you? Sad boy Diamonds Dancing, gigging like the king of pop in the motherfucking building. Who's Zoil? I have no idea who Zoil is.
Lets on, as his personal accounts show us that he is fairly well-spoken and articulate, and throughout his problematic content, most of his bad grammar and strange verbiage seems to be his attempts at more authentically trying
He's a
to
UK streamer? I knew this was in the UK. I knew this was in the UK. He looks like a beans and toast eating guy. I knew he was from the UK. I said that earlier in the video.
a child, but it's impossible to know for sure. But what we do know is that David is extremely manipulative, with his response to the situation and other clues littered across his accounts showing us that he seems to know what he's doing, and he knows that it's wrong.
How's your stream, Diamond? Hope you feel better.
Since the exposure of David's accounts, he hasn't silently slithered away like most other predators would.
What's Pipergate? Have you guys ever heard of Pipergate? What is Pipergate? Is this a dark rabbit hole that we need to go down to in a different stream?
Instead, he's actually responded on more than a few occasions, lashing out to those who have DM'd him, calling them the perverts and predators. He even left a comment on his Joanne account seemingly directed at himself, writing, "You are really sad. And if that's your name, David, be honest with yourself. You're 50, as you said elsewhere. You reply to me, a girl, as if I'm your buddy? No chance ever." This is...
Nah, that's a crazy response though. That's a crazy response. That's a crazy response from the. That's a crazy reply. That's a crazy reply. Because I feel like at this point you're like leaning in, and whoever said this, okay, Joe, it's probably like a kid, you know. So it's a kid, so they probably don't understand, but they're playing into this sick, twisted game as well. But they just don't know because they're a kid, you know. Because this is something where you just look at it, you say ew, and you just don't reply. You know what I'm saying? You don't interact. You don't interact. Because now he's going to get more and more fuel, you know, to keep going and going and going.
This is something...
Now, in his mind, he probably like thinking like, damn, I got fans. You know?
something David does all the time. It's projection, and it started all the way back at the beginning of this rabbit hole.
So, that's the account run by...
And why they got it? How is Snoop Dogg? How did Snoop Dogg get roped into this? Snoop Dogg was chilling at his California mansion. How did he get roped into this?
man pretending to be a boy.
And he continued posting these predator exposés, along with other warnings about predators on the internet across every page he made, each of which being hyper-specific to his own predatory ways and fetishes. The things he accuses others of are blatant projections of his own dark vices. And I can think of 2 reasons why. Number 1, that this makes his account look safer to other parents and children. It gives the appearance that he's not another internet creep because he's actively calling them out. It's a way to build trust in order to befriend and exploit kids. And number 2, he knows what he's doing is wrong. And this is his bizarre way of self-reporting, probably to make himself feel better about what he's doing. And it's obvious based on...
I didn't think of that. Okay, so he's sick, but he's aware that he's sick. So this is such a weird case. You know?
Just how accurate these claims against others are to him. Does he wish he were a young boy in a school classroom, looking nice and being successful at school? Yes. And these claims are made over and over again, as each time he calls someone out, he's further exposing himself, which becomes more concerning when you realize that these projections seemingly aren't strictly pedophilic. Within those eerily familiar expose posts he made on TruthSticks11, he mentions how this user not only wanted to exploit children online, but they wanted to kill them as well. As he mentions that this user has a clear interest in cannibalizing kids.
Lock his ass up. Lock him up. They said that they're investigating him. Here is your proof. He is a menace to society. He's mentally unstable. He needs to be put behind bars, bro. I got a daughter. This is weird, man. This doesn't make me feel good knowing that there's people like this out here in the world that need help and can't get the help. And no one's going to help them. Bro, this is strange. This is very strange.
And even performing ritualistic sacrifices.
The world is a very weird place.
And based on how accurate all of the other exposures are to himself, I have no reason to believe that this isn't part of his MO as well, as crazy as that may sound. This also seems to coincide with some of the content he's posted that I can't show you, as some of these photos show children edited in contorted positions, including some where he's added what appears to be rope to give the illusion that they're tied up. And what makes this even more disturbing is that on his accounts, he's posted numerous photos in the vicinity of schools, on nearby secluded trails, and even some where he discusses what time school starts and ends, saying that he likes to be awake and ready for it. There's even photos that show other children outside.
This nigga's in a car too? Who says that he's able to drive? Why is he in the car?
From a distance, almost as if David was stalking them.
That's
this
weird.
Is highly concerning. Even if you don't know truly how low this man's perversions get.
It doesn't matter, bro. He's putting children, bro. This is weird, man. This is weird. What are they investigating? What are the Beans and Toast police doing?
He is still far too close to children, which is perfectly encapsulated by this photo of him on a school playground during the day. And with his disturbing desires, I don't even want to imagine what he's capable of. Which brings us to the final piece of content that I need to talk about. Chasing another boy running in heeled mini boots. This was the text shown on screen during a short video posted onto one of David's many accounts. And in the video, we see the man pointing the camera at himself, showing his full face of white makeup and red lipstick.
Did he just fart?
This video is edited more egregiously than any others I've seen across his page, with multiple explicit images and huge emojis covering the majority of the screen. Though just barely enough of the footage can be seen that shows David as he turns the camera around, revealing a young boy.
Lynch him. Lynch him. Lynch him in GTA. Lynch him. Lynch him. Lynch him. As soon as you start doing things with children, bro, you're done for. He's cooked. There's no more investigation. There doesn't need to be investigation. Lock his ass up. He is a danger to society. What are we doing? What are we doing? And that kid probably doesn't even know what's going on. That's the sad thing. Because he's naive, because it's a child. Children are most of the time naive. You know? They think they're just having fun. Bro, this guy is weird, man.
Who he then proceeds to chase after, giggling all the while. Whether this was an edited video or a real occurrence, we don't currently know.
This is disgusting.
David's doings are a mystery that will take some time to unravel, and my hope is that law enforcement will be able to follow through and help shed some more light on this individual, and finally put an end to his twisted behavior. But at this point, only one thing is for sure. The story
Jesus
of Smart
Christ,
Schoolboy
man.
9 is far from over.
What do you mean? All information shown in this video has been archived and sent to law enforcement who have been investigating this case for the past few weeks. So you mean to tell me that this person is still out here roaming the streets? He's still out here roaming the streets. Law enforcement, what are you doing? Okay, he may have not committed anything, right? But the fact that he's showing these types of imagery online from multiple different accounts probably has the disorder where you have multiple personalities. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this is someone who's mentally unstable. It doesn't take much. I don't know how law enforcement, the laws or anything like that is, but if someone is showing these mentally ill signs, bro, get them help. Get them help. Get them help. Come on now. Get him help. He needs help. Because not only does he need help, now he's going to repeat the cycle of hurt and pain. And he's going to do damage to other children. And you don't know that type of trauma. And that can mess them up. And then they can grow up and then do the same thing and then hurt children. And then it's just a hateful, painful cycle. That's not cool, man. UK law enforcement, I hope you guys have helped him by getting him off the fucking street. Get his ass off the street. This is crazy. That was crazy. This is crazy. As there may be interference with the... Now, this video is from 5 months ago. I hope... Bro, this is weird. This is weird. That was weird, bro. That was weird. That was... What a rabbit hole. What a rabbit hole. That was insane. That was insane. That was insane. That was insane. That was crazy. That was crazy. All right, Soup. Hold on, let me stop the recording.